7-pound smallmouth.
No.
And they made him fillet it.
Dollar smallmouth. Dollar smallmouth. Dollar smallmouth. We missed a song or what?
No, the song played.
Oh, I didn't hear it. That's all right. No big deal. Welcome back, folks. Welcome to our podcast. We have Luke Routh with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
It's short notice and one of those kind of let's get it done situations.
Yeah, we're here to get it done. We ain't here to play around.
That's right. That's right, folks. That's right. So Luke, thanks to you, I'm actually fishing the solo series.
Sweet.
Because,
glad to hear it.
yeah, I've been following Luke for about a year now, on socials, and whenever he made the post, I don't know, early this year, late last year.
I make some posts before the season for Andy, so he runs a great circuit. I mean, in the area, if you're going to fish solo, I'm not a fan of the BFLs personally. I've fished a few, but just not a fan of the BFLs. So Randy's a great regional solo circuit to fish.
Yeah, and Randy's a good dude.
Randy is a good
He's
dude.
a really good dude. We should be having him on sometime soon too.
That'll be a good one. Randy's got a lot of stories. Randy's been around a long time.
Yeah, he's a funny guy though.
He is funny.
He's a funny. So, Luke, I just thanks for coming. Well, we kind of wanted to kick off a little backstory. If you
Sweet.
like, where'd you come from? Where'd you start in fishing?
Man, I've been crappie fishing since I was just could get in a boat. You know, my dad, my grandpa, and my grandma, we all always went crappie fishing, and spent a lot of time on the upper reaches of Truman Lake, like the Osceola area. And as my grandpa declined in health and eventually passed away, and I still tried to keep crappie fishing. And we crappie fished for a lot of years, but my tournament partner now, which Tyler Weaver, we fished a lot of stuff together. I can still remember we went crappie fishing one day, and he goes, "Man, the crappie aren't right. This is before scope. Like, we're just crappie fishing." He goes, "I got this crankbait." He goes, "I'm going to go bass fishing." I said, "Bass fish?" I said, "We're here to crappie fish, man." He's like, "Oh, no, it's fun." He goes, "I think I got a jig in here." He had like 2 crankbaits and 2 jigs. I didn't have a bait caster. He only had one, so I'm throwing a jig on a spinning rod, and we're just bass fishing. We caught a few, and he said, "I was a tournament this weekend. We all get it." And I said, we don't know anything. Like, we don't know nothing about bass fishing. "Oh, I know enough. Like, we'll just go." We go out there. We catch one fish. We don't. 1 4-pounder, though. It was a 4-pounder.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no. Then the next tournament we fished, I think it was on Palm de Terre a couple weeks later. Of course, I went and bought, I had to buy a couple bait casters and box of jigs and spinnerbait stuff to get started with.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up winning that next one with 18 pounds, and the story just goes on from there, I mean.
Just got hooked after that.
Man, yeah. No, those first, I still say this, the best years of fishing were the first couple years I fished. Like, man, you're just soaking it all in. Like, you're learning. Like, everything's simple. Like, you look at my boat then compared to my boat now. Like,
oh, for sure. I keep telling my brother.
Ridiculous.
I keep telling my brother this every now and then when we go out, and he's like, "Hey, you got a rod for this? You got it?" I'm like, "Dude, just open the lock." Right? He opens the lock, and there's like 40 freaking.
Yeah.
rods
Then
in
I
there.
had
And I'm
2
like,
Bass Pro rods with Bass Pro reels, like the combo, like both of them, maybe $200 out the door for both of them. And now it's like, oh my goodness, like, can't tell your wife how much money's in the rod locker.
Oh no, heck no. And I keep telling my brother, Mark especially.
Yeah.
I was like, "Mark, remember whenever we had one rod and we could catch the piss out of them?"
Yeah, no, that's true.
And now we got 40, 50 rods.
And there's days we don't catch
can't
crap.
figure them out.
That's true though. Those days happen.
Oh yeah. Even now, like, I mean, within the last, I don't know, couple tournaments, it's been 1 or 2 rods for me. And like I made it very simple for myself and started actually doing better.
If I'm going out just fishing, there's only ever 3 or 4 on my deck. Like, I just got things I like to throw, and if I'm going out fun fishing, that's fun to me. So that's what I want to go do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I know from most of your posts, you're like a really big jig guy.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of a jig. I throw a jig a lot.
Is that something that like you started with, or?
Yeah, no, that was one of the first baits. Jig and a spinnerbait. I mean, that was the first 2 baits I learned. That was all I had for a while, If they weren't, I used to have a blue Plano box that fit the 3700s in there, and I only had 2 3700s. One was jigs and one was spinner. That was all I had. So if they weren't biting a jig or a spinnerbait, we were kind of screwed. But I learned, I learned how to fish a jig. Like that was the bait, deep, shallow, in between. Like just kind of learned to fish a jig. So that's always been something I've had a ton of confidence in.
So you got your starts on Truman basically.
Palm de Terre. I did most of my Stockton and Palm de Terre, but I would say I learned the most fishing on Palm de Terre. That was where I did a lot of fishing growing up. I knew the lake pretty well. It was 15 minutes from the house. And then I got a job in Stockton, and I worked at Woods Supermarket over there, and I hauled the mail for the post office. So some days... You worked
at Woods too, huh?
Yeah.
I worked at the one in Sedalia. Would you look at that?
So some days, I could... Shop may not be here by the time this is over. But anyways, I got really good at hauling the mail, so I could get there 7:15 in the morning, and by 12:30 I was done with the route. I could go home, have the truck, be back to the lake by 1:30, and I'd fish till dark. And I learned more. That's when I really learned Stockton Lake, and it kind of became my home lake. It was like I put in so many hours of an evening. Like this was pre-scope. This was just fishing, learning, finding things. Like I put in a good 2 or 3 years of my life every evening on that lake. And then scope came about, and it's like, well, I remember this return over here. Like, so then you go scoping, and you're like, oh, that's what that is, So then you really start to put the pieces together. Like, I found all this stuff, and now it's just like endless waypoints scrolling down Stockton Lake. Half of them are useless anymore, but they're there.
Yeah, I don't even put waypoints down very much anymore.
I do.
Like I will if it's something that's something of interest, like something that really stands out to me, but I really don't. You actually walked into my next question. I was going to ask you about forward facing sonar.
Okay.
right up that alley. What you think of it?
Man, there's days I love it and there's days I hate it. I'm kind of in between.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of it. Like I really don't care either way. I'm going to go fishing whether we have it, don't have it, allow it. It doesn't matter to me. That's not what I'm out there for. Yeah. I think it's helped me learn more about fish than any article or anything else I've ever read. You can't take away from that. Like
that's for sure.
Everything we thought was true is really not true.
Yeah,
I
think so. It's
really
right.
wild, to see everybody fighting about it. In my opinion, I don't know. We'll see where it shakes out. Like, I mean, I've learned to scope. I put in a lot of time last winter learning how to scope. I've always been okay scoping with A-rigs, jerk baits, but I really spent the time to learn the minnow. I come down to Table Rock and Bull. We come down here for like 2 or 3 months straight, and all we did was go shake a minnow just to learn.
Yeah.
And the first OMTT of the year, we got second.
It showed.
We just learned to shake a minnow a little bit.
Yeah.
And from what I've learned, what Wyatt said the other day was, man, just scope. Like, if you're going to scope. Like, don't think, go throw a jig. And the best time to do that's clearly in the wintertime. And for me, from what I've seen, and for me, like if I come to Table Rock or Bull Shoals, I feel like they're dominated by scope, so I'm gonna try to mark that off before I even go look for anything else.
You know what's funny though? During the AIA championship last year, it was in November, so like you would think it's prime scoping already, but it got one shallow on the top water and a glide bait, and then you're sitting there like. Everybody you talk to, they're like, oh yeah, they're out deep, they're chasing bait balls and stuff like that, and then you're like, how, where, how, what? You know what I mean? And yeah, that's kind of that. I agree with what you said about like either way scoping. If it stays great. Right. I love it. By the way, I learned to love it, and like
I get so like clustered into seasons. Like by the time we're done with winter, I'm so tired of throwing an A-rig and a jerkbait and a minnow. Like I'm so ready to go flip it and throw a chatterbait. And then a couple months go by and I get really tired of that and I'm ready to go throw a swim bait and drag a big worm. And then I get tired of that and I'm ready to go throw top water. Like I get tired of about the time the season's up, I'm like, I'm ready to go do the next thing. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I agree with you.
And I love all the bites. So it's not like, I mean, I have my favorite in every season. So it's not like I just hate fishing certain seasons. Like July or like August and September is not much fun. Like it's pretty hard to get bites, but
yeah,
you can find some special stuff and still catch some big ones. And they're a lot harder to find.
I was gonna say like last August and September, it's kind of funny because we would walk. Like I'm in the shop quite a bit, and I would walk in and like just talk to people and think, oh, man, the bite's so tough. I'm like, ooh. I don't really know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Trying to decide,
I'm catching them pretty good.
It's been horrible, hasn't it? Yeah.
No, the weights suck.
Right.
I'm getting to lie that the weights. I ain't winning nothing, but we're catching some fish. That's for sure. And the thing is, like what Wyatt said, you just got to do it.
You do.
So like me too. Like from about November till now, but mostly from November till about March, I put all my casting rods except for my jerkbait rod at home. I just left them at home, and I left all my boxes at home. My jerkbait box and my minnow box with all the jig heads, and that's it. I just went out there.
With what one thing Wyatt said is, don't overcomplicate it. Like find a minnow 100%. That you have confidence in and just 100%. Throw it.
Guys, there's a new minnow coming soon. Luke knows about it. The mushroom minnow's coming soon. That thing is
they're really good. I got several favorites. I'm still dialing in. Like Wyatt's got his favorite dialed in. I'm still dialing in my favorites.
I have two that
I got three. I throw quite a bit.
I throw like 99% of the time, and it's a motion minnow. That's one.
I like one.
That little short one.
I like the purple one.
I throw. There's another one it's kind of like more white and silver.
Yeah, I know which
one. I can't remember which one.
Maybe
what the color is.
Silver shad. I can't.
Probably. And I like that one, and I also like the mooch minnows.
I'm not a big fan of mooch minnows.
Those are bomb. Don't sleep on those.
Right.
Yeah. So that's been my go-to, and I just put like 3-4 spinning rods on the deck. And
I'd say if you wanted to experiment with anything, experiment with head size more than minnows.
100%. Hit the nail on the head right there.
Experiment with your head. If you're not getting bites, experiment with your head size.
Even, dude, you know how true that is? We were out, oh boy, I can't remember. It was January something. There was like 4 or 5 different tournaments that happened. And I went out on a Sunday right after all these tournaments. It's bluebird sky. It sucked. No wind, nothing. And we're out there scoping, and we're catching a few, mostly spots. But the fish were like 40, 50 feet deep. And I was throwing, your regular, your half ounce, 3/8, and I even threw a 3/4 at them. And that's what everybody's throwing. And I couldn't get bit. I took a 1/4 ounce and sunk that son of a gun down to 50. I'm not that
patient.
That took forever. And then you go to jig it like
and it
twice.
Moves 7 foot up.
Yep. And I actually started catching them like that.
That's good to know.
And I'm like, man.
The more you know.
Yeah, but it sucks, man. You're sitting there for like half a day trying to sink that son of a gun down there.
I don't have the patience. I would have never done that.
No, I don't do that no more. I figured, like, for me now, I fish pretty fast for the most part. Even if it's a jig or anything, I move. Yeah, I move a lot.
I'm a mover.
Yeah, and like if I don't get it to react the first or second cast, I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't wait. I don't like doing that.
That's what's fun about scoping a table rocker bull. If you throw it this one and he doesn't want to bite, just pan this way, and there's another one over there waiting. Just throw it them.
Hey, I've had it to where I was panning nothing but shad.
I've seen that too. But if you get around them, there's usually several around.
Oh yeah, especially spots.
Yeah, there's always spots.
And there's fun. They're very fun to catch. I took my boy out. I don't know. It was like some mid-March. And we got in pretty hard. Like there were spots everywhere, and I was just casting. Usually I hook it for him, and he's 8. Yeah. So I was like, dude, you do it yourself now.
Right.
So I'll pan it for him. He'll cast out there, and he finally caught one on his own. He's like, before this, he'd be like, Dad, let's go bluegill fishing, let's go crappie fishing, this and that, And now he's like, Dad, when are we gonna go catch some more spots?
Now he's hooked.
When we're catching spots, and I'm like, buddy, they're on brush piles. He's like, yes. He went and picked out. He has his own arsenal of rods. Okay, this kid's spoiled rotten, but
sounds like it.
Yeah, and he went and he re-spooled his own line. Like I gave him that big game, like 20-pound line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went and re-spooled everything. He's like, I'm ready for brush.
He's ready to go.
He got this freaking 12-inch worm on. I'm like, we'll try it, but we'll see.
You got to let him have an imagination.
Oh, that's the thing. Like I watch him sometimes,
Yeah.
And I'm just, like. In my brain, I'm like, yeah, that is not going to work. And then next thing I know, he's reeling one in. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense right now. And then I learned from that.
Yeah.
Because it's not always what they tell you.
No, it's not. It's not always what they tell you.
Yeah, because like that, that Bull Shoals tournament that we fished, yeah, it got dominated with the live scope. But I did catch quite a bit on a jig the day before. Me and my brother, but there's two brothers. They were in the boat together, and I was by myself. And I caught a couple on a jig, and then my brother calls me. He's like, dude, have you been to this side of the lake? We're wrecking them. And it was like a 30 or 40-minute window. They had 14 pounds on the jig. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to be doing. But
yeah,
I know it's going to get one.
I always get ahead of myself. Like, if they're not biting the jig yet, I always want them to be biting the jig. So,
yeah, I have my brother, Mark. He's really good with the jig.
I've talked to you several times. I've never really met any of your brothers. I know they fish, but I've never really met them.
I don't know if you've noticed like us four stand together. They were all brothers.
You're all brothers.
All
okay, I didn't know if one of them was your dad. I didn't know the family makeup.
Yeah, they're all four brothers.
Gotcha.
Mark's the one that fished the OMTT with me.
You're better than me. I couldn't fish with my brothers. I work with my brothers, so I don't want to go fishing with them.
I work with my brothers too, with three of them. Three of them I work with, and all of them I fish with. I mean, I don't know. We get along pretty good, and like with Mark especially, like we fish different. I'm in the family. Me and my youngest brother, we're classified as scopers, but Mark is more of your jigs and dragging the bottom, and then
old school.
Yeah, and then I have a brother Dave. If you watch my Lake of the Ozarks video, he caught him on a glide bait.
Yeah,
that guy just put the biggest swim bait in his hand. He don't care. He'll fish that thing. He'll catch one fish, but that sucker's gonna be big.
You gotta do that some days.
Yeah, but see, that's a good partner because I'll catch numbers all day long.
No, that's me and my partner always. I don't know. I'm not saying rarely are we doing the same exact thing. We're usually trying to do something different.
Yeah, and then like whenever
we fish together so long now, like he knows what I'm gonna do. I know what he's gonna do. Yeah. Like it's just so easy. It's almost like you're fishing one. I mean, besides the occasional moving around each other, I mean, it's basically like we're both fishing on the front deck separately almost.
Yeah, like this last OMTT, it's kind of funny because I caught two on a glide bait, and then Mark's like, man, I've never caught one on a glide bait. I want to catch one on a glide bait. I was like, okay, go ahead. So he's throwing them, and then we came to this big bush. He's pulling fish. Like I could see them coming out. There's 4 or 5 followers, and they're big. I'm like, man, just twitch you a little bit, something. Just make them bite.
Do something.
And they won't, and they won't. So one of the times I see like 4 of them coming, I take my mooch out there and I cast right behind them. And I picked one off right behind them because they wouldn't hit the glide. They'd follow it, but wouldn't hit it. So I was like, hey, why not? Oh, here's another keeper. Here's another one.
That's awesome.
It was pretty fun. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I like scoping. I really do. I've learned it within the past year. I learned it pretty good. So now I just got to upgrade my equipment a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. My screen's getting a little old.
Which one do you got?
I got a 1242 XSV.
Okay.
But it's like 6 or 7. I got dead spots and I got uneven I got all sorts of stuff.
What battery are you running?
I got some sort of lithium.
Volts.
That's 13.2, 13.3.
Get a 16.
Yeah, I've been told that.
I have a 1222.
Yeah.
So it's not
you just don't have mapping, and I got mapping that I don't need.
Yeah.
That's the only difference in them.
Yeah. My brother carries an Ultra 2.
Yeah.
That thing is crisp.
Yeah, I've seen some crisp ones. I'm like, I wish I had that. Like, this make this a lot easier. But
one of my favorites, I know that it gets kind of like looked down on or get made fun of, but my buddy Dane, me and him go fish like night tournaments a lot and just random tournaments. He's got an NBT.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen one.
I've never seen one. Love that thing. It's, dude, like, everything's so clean and big.
So you got the 18 or the 22?
I think his is 22.
Yeah, it's a big bastard.
Oh, yeah. It's big. And it's nice because, like, I'm standing on one side of the dock.
I bet your minnow looks like an A-rig on that thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt you could see yourself on there. And like I said, everything's so enlarged to where you can't miss.
Right.
It's awesome, though. But that thing's big. And
I don't need to see one because I'd end up buying one. I've never seen one, so we'll just say mine's pretty close.
No, see, right now, it's nice. That 12 inch, I mean, not 22 inch is freaking awesome, but I'd be scared to hit it.
Oh.
Like I like flip. I like
We do
skipping.
enough flipping and stuff. I'd be, yeah.
I love skipping docks. Like that's another thing I really love to do. I got decent at it, and I've hit the screens before. I've hit the trolling motor. You know how it goes. You know? And yeah,
Mine's usually the trolling motor. I'm usually standing close enough. Usually, if I whip, it's the trolling motor that takes the damage.
yeah. I've had it where, especially on Lake of the Ozarks, to where like I come in a little too fast, so I step back on the deck a little further.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and then you go to switch.
I can backhand. I can backhand really well too. So if I get past, I usually just backhand.
Yeah, no, I haven't mastered that part now, but yeah, skipping docks. Okay. I was just wondering, what is your favorite lake other than Stockton?
Palm de Terre. I despise Lake of the Ozarks. Like I just hate going to Lake of the Ozarks most of the time, just from all the boat traffic. Like that's the main reason.
Do you fish in the winter by any chance?
Yeah, but anytime like
even in the it's getting bad even in the winter.
Oh yeah, if you catch a 60-degree day in the winter, there'll be people out there topless and ski boats everywhere. I mean, it's just like they do not calm down anymore.
Dude, there was a post on Facebook this past winter. It was snowing out there. I kid you not. I'm gonna have to find and send it to you. But it was snowing. Myself, my brother, and my daughter were out there. We're fishing. And this person took a video of us going by. And they posted it on the Lake of the Ozarks group, you know. And then in the background, you see this big old wakeboard boat just going by with the dude wakeboarding. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, it's freaking 30 degrees outside.
I'm being a little exaggeratory, but there's still a bunch of, like, anytime, like, there's really like a 3 or 4 month period I'd fish that lake. And then after that, it's off limits
you
for
know,
me.
You know, whenever it's like you get these reports like, hey, the fish are on the main lake points. You know? You're not fishing no main lake points on Lake of the Ozarks.
Like right now is when Lake of the Ozarks, like they're pulling water. Like right now is when it's one of the best times to go, but good luck.
Yeah. Even, dude, we had our...
I went and fished some Wednesday nighters, and I mean, there's still boats out, but sometimes it's manageable where you can still fish some things, but it's just like, you got to watch out. Like somebody might run you over.
Yeah. I had... we fished this last AIA, the 10th, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked.
We fished the OMTT championship there, 2 falls ago, and I made a big run. And I was like, oh, it's like the middle of October. Like everybody's home. Oh, yeah, I know. Wait till you're coming back.
Not
like,
that lake.
Lucky the trolling motor's still on the boat. Like, it's horrible.
I think Landon Edwards lost his graph.
It's horrible.
I was like, man. And
Table Rock wasn't much better last weekend. They were out everywhere.
No. Dude, we made a run all the way to like Indian.
Yeah.
And
I was up there too.
Yeah, that's like what, maybe 10-minute run?
Yeah, not very far.
Something like that in the morning. On the way back, it took us 30 minutes to get back to Mill.
It took me.
It was ridiculous.
I didn't time it, but I left Indian with 30 minutes left, and I think I showed up. I think it took 20 or 22 minutes to get back from Indian.
We left. So we were fishing around Indian, and we had 2 fish at 1:30. We're like, yeah, this sucks. Like this really sucks. So we made the run back to Mill, and we ended up filling out our limit, a good limit too.
Yeah.
Ended up getting a check.
Yes, sir.
We started with 15 pounds on home at Bull Shoals and finished on Table Rock with 15 pounds.
Hey man, if you can catch 15 pounds every time, you're gonna be in the money a lot.
Not on Grand. Grand's got my number, dude.
Grand's got my number too. It's such a fun looking lake. Like I look at Grand, I'm like, this should be awesome. And then I just suck. Did
you guys flip too?
No, we chatterbaited like the whole. I chatterbaited and glide baited. Weaver went Thursday and had 18. He had Friday, he had 15 to 17, and then which isn't big weight, you know. He was catching decent fish, and then I said, but he was fishing by himself. I'm like, well, I'll surely add in a couple. We had one fish, we threw it back. Yeah, we didn't. We caught a bunch of shorts. I mean, like shorts, like
dude,
10 inchers.
We had nothing at like 12 o'clock. We had absolutely not a single fish, and we ran all the way to the Duck Creek. Yeah, all the way, and we just scoped, and that's what that was the tournament. I was just like, you know what? Kind of opened my eyes and like, I'm pretty sure I could scope through the summer too.
I just got some
because Mark
bigger
was throwing
minnows, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go play with them and see what we can do. I got some really big ones, like 8-9 inch minnows.
Interesting. Let me know when you want to go.
Here soon.
I'd love to do that.
Here soon.
I don't have any of those big ones. I got a couple 6s, and I got some more coming. That's a little over.
I bought
6.
some 7 and 8 Sakamata sheds, and I found a guy that makes a 9-inch one. And I bought a pack of them just to try. 9's really big. 9's huge.
Yeah, mess with the jig sizes.
Yeah, no, I gotta find a hook. I had to have a buddy custom make me hooks to even fit in them.
With tungsten or no?
No, lead.
Lead. Man, I don't know how I can't get the lead to show up very well.
It doesn't show up great on mine either. I mean, you can see it, but it's not great.
No, I might have to put some bait pop or something on the minnow themselves. I don't know.
I just turned my gain up to where it blurs the screen out where I can make sure I see my stuff.
No,
nothing's more irritating. Like, where's my minnow? Where's my minnow?
No, I'd always like if I ever turn it up that high, I'm like, wait, is that a fish? Is that my bait? Is that what is that? You know, and it's like all cluttered and
right.
Yeah, that's why I like scoping in the wintertime.
It's clear,
nice and beautiful.
That's nice.
And then like this last year, Dane kind of showed me around a little bit about scoping like deep. Like we were fishing 100 and 120.
Yeah, I caught some out of 90.
Yeah,
I caught them out of 90. Sitting over 100 and something.
Yeah, I caught a couple spots.
That's what when Wyatt, I heard Wyatt on the last podcast. He goes, well, when they get up there shallow, Wyatt's shallow is probably like 20 foot. That's shallow for Wyatt.
Yeah, like you gotta whenever
or shallow for me is like 6 inches.
Yeah, no, I don't. See, I had a guy tell me whenever we were on Grand.
Yeah,
he's like,
their backs are out of the water.
He's like, man, they're shallower than you think. They're shallower than you think. Dude, I bottomed out my boat. I'm like, how much shallower can I get? My boat's literally sitting on rocks.
Right.
I'm like, I can't even get any shallower. We had to get out and push it back out. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not doing this. This is dumb.
Right.
And I lost the nut off my trolling motor.
Oh shoot.
So that sucker was hitting bottom all the time. And yeah, we got tired of that. We dipped to the dam.
Hey.
And yeah. 9 pounds, folks. 9 freaking pounds. Friggin' we wrecked them.
Everybody showed up with 17 and we got 0 and 9.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. The day before we had like, I don't know, maybe 15 or so.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know, and then the tournament day, we can't catch nothing. I'm like, I wonder if everybody else is struggling.
No.
And then I was telling Mark, I was like, Mark, you know what? Let's just weigh in. Yeah, okay.
I've learned over the years. It feels like if I'm catching them, everybody else is usually struggling. But like if I'm struggling, they all got them. Like everybody's got them.
Ain't it funny how that works?
I know.
It's like, well, how?
Yeah.
How's that work?
I don't know.
Actually, one of the tournaments last year, we fished a night tournament.
Yeah.
Do you fish any of those?
I fish the Friday nighters on Stockton sometimes.
Do you do any good?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite to fish at night. I can't see. I was just telling Wes on the way here, like I can't see real good anyways after dark. So I got to have somebody with me that can see because I'll be running down the lake. And I'm like, where's the bridge? And he's like, right. And I'm like trying to run through my partner directing me. And I'm like, how far are we from the dam? Like I see the lights, but I couldn't tell you if they're like, I probably got astigmatism or something, but I don't know. I can't tell how far away lights are. So if like there's a boat light coming at me, I can tell he's there, but I can't really tell like how far he is.
We actually almost got hit by one last year on Table Rock. And he was running down Table Rock without his lights on.
There's been 2 guys at Stockton. There was a pontoon just sitting out in the middle of the lake without any lights on, and we're going, and I can't see, but all of a sudden I caught like there shouldn't be a shadow there, and I veered off right, and there was a pontoon there just sitting out in the middle of the lake
without any lights on. Yeah, we see some of that like whenever we're fishing tournaments,
right.
Like the night tournaments. Some of the guys that are actually fishing the tournaments, they'll turn off their lights when they're fishing,
right?
And then like you think you're the only one in the pocket, and then all of a sudden lights come on. You're like, what the? Where'd you come from?
What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like you know, if you just kept like, you don't have to have all your lights on. Just keep one on.
You can't tell me my least favorite is you go to pull on a point or something, and there's no lights, and all of a sudden lights come on. You're like, really? Like I just drove all the way over here.
Yeah, especially if you make it like a really long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. There's a rule. I don't think you have to have them on if I think it's 50 foot from the bank or something like along those lines.
I don't know. I keep them on. I don't care.
I keep mine on. I don't ever shut them off. Unless the mosquitoes get so bad, I got to shut them off then.
Yeah, my brother mounted mine like right on the gunnel.
Yeah.
So like now they're not shining right here. So, and like all my lights in the boat, like your trolling motor, your puck, you know, I'll put electric tape over all that.
Gotta keep the mosquitoes away, man.
That's the only reason why I do that.
They're horrible.
And or the puck one is so blinding.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like
I got the Lowrance Ghost, and it's when you hit it at night, like it really lights up.
No, I got the Ultrex.
I wish I had Ultrex.
Actually?
Yeah, I miss the Ultrex.
It's better than the Lowrance?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you see the new Ghost? Garmin?
I seen. No, Lowrance just came out with a new one.
Oh, is it Lowrance? No, it's a Garmin Ghost. All right?
No, Lowrance Ghost.
Okay, so what's the Garmin one then?
Force.
Sorry. I don't know my very well that well. But anyways,
Lowrance just came out with a new. I don't think it's called a Ghost. Maybe it is still called the Ghost.
Did you see the new Garmin? You could like, whenever you're coming on a fish and you don't, like right now.
Yeah, you gotta turn around. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You just press a button and it just spins the other way.
That is pretty handy.
That's pretty sick.
They'll all have next thing. That's pretty good. Like that's a good selling point.
That's a very good Yeah, until I seen the price, I'm like, fool.
Yeah, you ain't got to do the whole
like $4,000.
Spin back, look for them again. Yeah, very helpful.
And then a lot of the times, I don't know, maybe I just suck at it, but a lot of times I'll lose the fish whenever I have to like back up.
Yeah, I still feel like, especially table rock, they're kind of deeper most of the time, some of them. So from what I've seen, but like at Stockton, I've seen where fish sit up on shower, and if I get up on them too fast and I backwash them, I feel like they can feel it. Like they can feel the backwash of the trolling motor. So
yeah, I
try to just be like, especially if I'm pulling up and I know I'm going to fish a spot. Like I try to just be a little more slow and careful. And like if you're scoping, sometimes you're just going a million miles an hour out in the middle, and all of a sudden, like, oh, there's one. You're trying to either cast to them or put the brakes, something to slow down.
I actually keep my Ultrex at 10.
I keep mine on 8. I can't go much faster than 8.
Have you ever been thrown out of the boat?
Yes, I have been. I've thrown myself out of the boat before.
Mind sharing?
Several times. I got a really good story that involves having too much coffee in the morning, getting to my first fishing spot, and having to jump out of the boat because I wasn't going to make it back to the boat ramp.
I think we all got one of them.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that. You can get diverticulitis doing that.
Hey,
I've heard.
I'm just saying, I was on a point, and it was like, and I'm in Stockton. I know where all the, I'm like, okay, I can make it back to this boat ramp. And I'm coming out across the main lake, and it's not a bump. It's just a slick, sunny summer day. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I ain't going to make it. And I swear I stood up, I didn't have a hot foot, so I just threw it in neutral and went diving off the back deck of the boat. Like that was the boat was still, I had to swim to the boat though. Like it hadn't even come down off pad yet.
Oh man.
It was horrible.
As long as it was off though, you didn't hurt yourself, did you?
No, I was good. I jumped straight over the outboard, dove in the water, did what I had to do, swam back to the boat. Then I went right back to the point I was sitting on. No big deal.
Yeah. No, mine was not that dramatic. Mine was I was hauling with my trolling motor on high, and then I made a turn and I lost my balance and just fell off the side. I just rolled off. Like I wasn't one of those graceful ones, just kind of dove. I fell and rolled. And I'm like, dang, I gotta do something with my balance, something, work out or something. Freaking rolling.
I guess
off
mine wasn't really falling off the boat. It was more jumping in the water. I fell off the boat I fell off the boat the first OMTT we had. It's been 3 years ago at Bull. We got second then again that day. We got second in that one. And we hadn't even made a cast yet. We ran through 30 or 40 miles of fog. It was super thick. The scariest fog I've ever, and we're running 20. We're just on pad, trying to be real. It's super bad. We get to our first spot, and I go to reach down to pick up a rod, and I drop it in the water. It's cold out. It's 40. And I go to grab it, and I miss it, and I go to grab it a little more. Well, I just roll over. I'm in all my rain gear, just roll over in the water. And it was I just remember, I come up, and I seen Weaver's hand there, and I grabbed a hold of it, and it was I jumped out of the water. He either pulled that hard or whatever, but I ended up on the front deck, and I'm immediately just trying to peel this off. Thank goodness that day it got up to 70, so it was not a factor. But that morning, it was pretty chilly. But what's cool is that rain suits sucked to my body. When I got back in the boat, the only thing that was wet were my feet, hands, and head.
Hey,
that suit had just sucked tight around me, and when
like
I got
waders.
back,
Yeah.
and it was super. Like I was like, I can't believe I didn't end up more wet than I did.
That's still no man.
But do not fall in. The water temp was like 38. Do not fall in 38-degree water.
I did. I actually, I don't know. I told Wes that there was a pond that I used to fish whenever I was a lot younger and more broke. You could go out there and just use the Missouri Department of Conservation would lay out John boats.
Oh, sweet! I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you could go out there and just hook up your trolling motor.
That's awesome.
And that's where my first 5-pounder came out of, and yeah, that's where I got hooked. I was
So that's where you fell into.
That is, we had ice on the water, and we made it a thing for every year we learn a new trait, like new tactic, new something, you know. So that year was our winter fishing because we could wreck them all spring long and summer, you know. But come winter, we hunt in the fall.
Yeah.
Come winter, we can't catch crap. We're like, all right, we're gonna fish in the winter, and half the lake had ice on it, and we fishing on the other side where there was no ice. And I got one. There were some good stable ones, and then I got one what was left, and that thing was kind of wobbly. And I was throwing an A-rig around, and then I will go to set the hook, and I fell out of the boat. And yeah, it was cold. I'm like, I got out of that water so fast. I don't even remember. Like,
I still got a passion for springtime fishing, but anymore, like as far as boats, like the things that matter to me, like boats being off the water, like nice weather, like you give me like November 1st to like middle of February, like it's beautiful. Like there's nobody out there.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
It's just
with
fishermen, like
yeah, it's actually,
nice.
And then you're sitting there like, maybe I'll go fish this point. You show up at that point, nobody,
right?
You know, not
you
no
go
more.
on a Wednesday in February. You're not many people out there.
You're the
fishing.
only one at the ramp.
Yeah, especially if it's cold.
Yeah, like this past OMTT we fished.
Yeah.
Dude, I pull up to one brush pile. There's somebody there. Next one, I'm like, oh, this is dumb.
All right.
And I tried, and I mean, we went behind guys all day long, basically.
Get spoiled by that winter fishing.
Yeah, yeah. And like, you know what's funny though? That last fish that I caught, the one we weighed for big.
Yeah.
We pulled up, and it's like right around the point. There's a big, like 4 brush piles next to each other.
Yeah.
And we come up and we come around the corner, and there's a dude sitting there. Like we veered real quick. I'm like, dude, just fish on the other side and kind of like peek around until he leaves. Mark's like, man, we're probably not going to catch nothing on that. He's probably picking him off. And I'm watching him, you know, like kind of from the side. And he's throwing like a flipping bait, something. He's throwing and he's waiting. Yeah. And then like I can't see what it is, but I could see like he's holding the rod, and then he'd like jerk it a little bit and then like let it back down, you know. And I was like, man, he's throwing a jig or brush hog, something. I'm like, Mark, let's just go over there and scope it. So we come around there, literally first cast, caught a 4 something. And it was crazy because it bit. Like I was coming over it, and it was so wavy. I lost track of where my bait is. So I knew kind of general area, and I'm coming over, and I feel a tick. And I set the hook, and I miss it. And here's a little juice, fellas. If you get a hit, drop your rod. If you miss it, drop it. A lot of the times they'll come back and hit it again. And then I go to like jig it again, and then there's weight. And I thought it was the brush pile. I thought I let it too far, and it hit the brush pile. I set the hook, it goes the other way. I'm like, yep, that's not a brush pile. That's not a brush pile. So ended up catching a 4 something. I can't remember what it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And now I had 2 4-pounders.
I just caught the dumbest 5 fish in the lake that weighed 12 pounds or something. The dumbest one.
Oh man.
We got to catch them on a football jig and a swim bait, so it was fun at least.
Yeah, I'd like to go. There's a good swim bait bite going on right now. And I'd like to go throw like a mag draft around. That's a fun bite.
We were deeper than that. We caught most of ours out, 20 foot, but I was throwing like a hollow belly and some bigger swimmers.
Yeah, thanks to Wes, he got me on that mag draft bite, and I hooked
that mag draft's addicting.
Hey, I'm going to chime in real quick here. I want to hear from Luke about these clutch glide baits, because I've seen several tournaments where he caught his kicker fish on a glide, and sometimes at the end of the tournament, which to pick that up at the end That's tough.
And the one that comes to mind is like last year, the spring and the solo at Lake of the Ozarks. Like I caught 4 good ones jerking, and I lost another 5 or 6 pounder jerking. And I was like, I just need one more good fish. And there was the back of this creek. We always used to catch them on a spinnerbait early. And I was like going back there, and I'm like, I'm on a spinnerbait. I'd never caught a glide bait fish till that day that spring. It was like March 31st.
In a tournament.
Never caught one.
I know, but you catch your first glide bait fish in a tournament.
And
that's awesome.
I got some ecos, and I think I had a couple ecos, an OG. I didn't have much. I just had a couple. And I tied it on before we left, and I set it on the deck. I just knew it was cold. I knew I'd seen some big gizzards. I'm like, I don't know, I might find the right time and place to. I didn't even know how to work the thing. I get in the back of this pocket, and I throw a spinnerbait up there once, and I can see the bottom, and I can see my spinnerbait come all the way back to the boat. And I'm like, that's not the ticket. Yeah. So I pick up that deal, and I'm working it, and I kind of got screwed up. Like I'm still learning how to glide it, and I hit the pile on accident. Like I nosed it into the pile, and I'm like, crap. And I glided it away and let it sit there, and all of a sudden I just seen it disappear. I'm like, shit, it's like a 4.5 pounder. I'm like, wild, like that was like, I was all pumped up. Like, I lost that day by like a couple thousands. Like I was real close. And then after that, like I'm a visual. I like frog bites. I like seeing it, And after that, like I really put in some time with that eco, and man, it's a fish catcher. It's just a bite getter. Any lake I've took it to, it catches fish.
Oh yeah, I think
I've been addicted like trying to throw the boss lately and stuff. Yeah, if you had to like be a beginner glide bait, like eco is the way to go.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm like messing around with the boss, and I texted Josh the other day. I said I may have a new favorite because I've been like. I can get them to come out and stare at the boss really good, and I've caught 6 and 4. I've caught some stuff, but like I'm still really learning like when they're just following it, what I can do to try to trigger them. Because I feel like you tell me like you throw some glides, like I feel like they're either in the mood to bite. Like if they're just gonna follow it, I don't feel like I can do nothing to make them bite it.
It's like live scoping.
Yeah.
It's literally like live scoping, but you're watching with your eyes.
Right.
If they're gonna hit, they're gonna hit.
They're gonna hit,
and a lot of the times. Majority of the times is within the first, like whenever they just start to follow, they'll hit it.
Sure, yeah, the longer they follow, the less the odds are they bite.
But my brother did this right in front of me. This blew my mind. So he had one follow like 20 foot out of a brush pile.
Yeah,
and then it came to the boat. He already had the glide bait like inches. But he still kept it, and he figure eighted like a muskie, and he hit.
I had that one at Taney a couple weeks ago jump out of the water to eat the boss.
Oh, is it on that video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally, crazy. My bait's that far out of the water, the fish jumps out and grabs
Weren't you just holding it too?
I was just holding it. I was looking to turn the boat around, and I watched it up there. I didn't see anything, and I just reeled it. And about the time I looked away, you can see on screen he veers at it and tries to hit it. And I'm still like oblivious, like looking over here, reeling it in. And next thing you know, I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking to turn around, and it just here, like a topwater bite, and I'm like, and I had one. I'm like, what the? So watching it back on video, I was like, that's wild.
That's awesome.
That's wild that all that happened.
Yeah, like you said, if they're in the mood to hit,
but like what I figured out about that boss is like it gets them fired up. Like if they're gonna bite it, I did the same thing the other day, but I paid more attention. I was throwing it at Palm de Terre, and I caught like a 4 something before that solo. I was throwing it down just a bluff wall, kind of going back into a pocket. I didn't see nothing, reeled in. About the time I got it halfway back to the boat, I seen one bull rushing it. I just killed it. And just ate it. Like had it really good. And I'm like, okay, like I need to be more patient with this thing. Like when they see it, if they really don't like it, like they're coming to get it.
Yeah. Well, when they're hauling for it.
And I've seen Josh, like I've been fishing with Josh a couple times, and that guy's a magician with the glide bait. Like he just knows stuff I don't know that I'm still learning. But I always notice like, if he gets a follower, like he usually speeds it up. So I'm always trying like, okay, I get a follower, like, and a lot of times they just veer off of it for me. Like I'm not getting that for whatever reason. I'm not getting that information. Now the eco, like my number one thing, if somebody wanted to learn to fish a glide bait, like you got to put it in your hands, you got to throw it.
Yeah.
But like pay attention to what you're doing. Cause I had a day at Stockton. I won an ABA. I had like an 11 or 12 pound limit, and I was like, I'm gonna go up the river. I got up there and I was like, I don't want to throw this glide bait. Like the water was pretty dingy, but it wasn't quite dingy enough. I didn't want to throw a spinner bait. I picked it up and I was working it pretty slow. And And man, I had 2 or 3 4-pounders like just hit it and not get it. And I'm like, what is the deal with this thing? Well, then I started like really working it like faster. Caught every one of them after that, like brace face. And I'm like, okay, like they just wanted it they just wanted it faster. That was the only thing I was doing wrong.
I actually work most of my glide baits pretty fast. Like,
so I feel like, that's something you can learn while you're out there is okay. Like, and I've noticed it. Like I got a standard retrieve I like, but like day to day, do they want it slower? Do they want it faster? Do you need to keep it higher? Do you want to make it go lower? Like there's something that's going to trigger those fish.
So between the Eco, the OG, the Boss, do you have a baby Boss yet?
I have a baby Boss.
What you think out of those 4? What's your number one pick?
If I had to rank them,
no,
or I just got one to throw.
Your one most confident one.
The Eco.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about the same. I like
tell us about the Eco because some people may not know the size.
The Eco is it's 6 inch. I think it's 1.25 ounces. I'm pretty sure.
Isn't it like 5 something inches?
Maybe it's 5, and I thought it's right at 6 inches. I'm pretty sure.
It's not very big.
But man, it's made out of I should know this, but like it's just
resin.
It's pretty indestructible.
Yeah.
I mean, that paint's baked. Like that's it. It's made out of resin, but the paint's baked on. So I've hit mine off docks, everything, and they don't look that bad.
Mine's got dents in it and everything.
I've been throwing the Bosch, and just from the fish I've caught and the stuff I've hit, like rubbed a little paint hook or ash on the belly. Like the Ecos look like 100% brand new, ready to go. That paint's baked on there.
Yeah, it's ready
to go. And it's dialed. Like if you're going to go out to me and wanting to learn or wanting to fish a tournament, and you're wanting that glide bait that can get you good bites, but still get you a lot of bites, like that's the bait for me.
I was a big crankbait fisherman. Like I love throwing crank. I still do, but ever since I figured out the glide baits, I'm
a big wiggle water. But man, if they're biting a glide bait, it's in my hands.
For me, I don't know. Maybe you got some other stuff, but for me, it's like there's specific weather that like. It works better.
The glide bait?
Yeah. Like there's like, I don't know, maybe it's in my head.
Maybe it is.
But like it's got to have certain amount of wind to light ratio for me. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it.
I think you're overthinking it.
Because I've thrown in bright sunny days when it's calm and I can't catch them. I get them.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not the most optimal days. It probably, a lot of that this time of year. We had a deal like that at Stockton. We won the Summer Brass Ball Championship. First day sunny but windy. Not super windy, but a good chop.
Yeah,
I caught 40 or 50 on a glide. Caught my PB. Caught a 793 on the Eco. And then the second day, go out there slick, sunny, and I'm like, but I still had that confidence. Like we know where they're at. Like we're gonna get them. I lost a 3-pounder early that morning. That was the only bite I had that day. My partner caught the rest of them on a buzzbait.
Yeah, buzzbait's my deal. I learned how to skip a buzzbait like pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I'll throw them underneath docks.
Oh yeah.
Like inside the stalls and stuff. Oh man. It's so cool, especially whenever it's like early morning and you like perfect cast inside a dock stall and it's like you hear that bloop, 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 bloop coming through and then boof. And that blow up inside that dock is it's so loud and it's only like 1.5 pounds, but who cares? It's fun.
Fun stuff.
Oh yeah. That's I don't know, man. That's dang. That was fast. But do you have any like plans to go further with your fishing career or no?
Man, I did. I don't think so anymore. I think it's just going to be what it's going to be around the house. Maybe one of these days, but right now I'm pretty content.
Not planning to fish the opens or Toyotas, no.
No, I got 2 young kids, man. I'm not going to take off and drive halfway across the country. And a part of the thing is too, like, I mean, this is kind of selfish of me, but like I'm at home, I'm making money, I'm doing what I want to do. Like I don't see a reason
there's
advance
actually
it.
Yeah. No,
Thanks to social media and stuff, like I don't have to go fish the opens to do what a lot of guys wish to do. I can just do it from my house.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, Luke. You do a really good job on social media, and a lot of guys are struggling with that. Guys that are fishing and they're looking for a way to be in the industry. And I think what I like about you is you are yourself.
That's the main key.
Right?
Yeah, I mean that's it. Like I had a lot of people telling me when I first started out the social media, and I did it just Bobby Roberts that owned Motion Fishing one day, he told me, he goes, man, you'd be awesome on camera. Like, you need to make some. And I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I'd never done anything like that. But I like to be funny. I like to entertain people. Yeah. Like, I like to BS with my buddies and sit around and drink beer. Like, I'm just love to do all that stuff. And he's like, man, just try it. And I remember the first like 10 or 12 were like, they're horrible. Like, if I went back and watched, they're terrible. The first 50 are horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I had a couple hit, and like everybody was always like, take the chew out of your mouth. Like, they was either love the chew in my mouth or they hated it.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember there was another guy here locally. He made a video. He said, people putting the chew in their mouth. I'm like, I'm not changing. Like, this is, if I want to have it in my mouth, like, that's what I'm going to do.
100%. Just be yourself.
And, you know, it's took me further than, and that's not one of my main identities. Like, people will be like, oh, you always got a big dip of snuff in your mouth. Well, yeah, I chew a lot.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I can get wild sometimes, not as much in my older age as I did in my younger age, you know. And I see, as Weston brings up, like, I've seen Wyatt and I know Logan Welch and some of these really, really good young anglers. And I wish they would do more with that, because I feel like, you know, they're going to have their opportunities, but they could have tons of opportunities if they were to put themselves out there a little bit more.
Yeah,
and something too, like, you know, you got to understand, if you start doing that, like, you don't get everything to yourself. Like, I could have kept the eco, like, not that everybody wouldn't have figured it out, but around here, like, a lot of people throw the eco now. I crushed them on it like all last year. And I know now everybody's like, oh, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4. And I'm like, okay, like, I did what I was supposed to do. I sold the baits, but now it's not my secret. It's not that it was a secret. I was telling people I was catching them on it, but it's not my thing. Like, now there's competition to catch those fish. Yeah. And you got to be willing to give that up.
Oh yeah, we got a bait coming out. You know about this with Motion that we got coming out in the fall.
Yeah,
and I've been crushing with it throughout, like, last, I don't know, since about January.
Right.
When I got my hands on.
You can't tease and not tell what kind of bait. You got to at least say what kind of bait.
All right, guys. It's gonna be in the fall, and it's a Motion minnow, but it's gonna be a little one. It's a short.
It's a 3.
Like a half inch, or what's
no? It's a 3.25.
Yeah, okay. It's a 3.25, and it's
also
a lot thinner. It's a lot thinner, and whenever they're on them thread fin, whew, I don't know. I've.
Are you guys both Motion guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
You talked a lot about clutch. You've talked about Motion too, and all your fishing. But what specifically? How long you been with Motion? And
I've been with When's the first year I made the team championship? 2018. Yeah, 2018-ish. Yeah. We went and fished the Bassmaster Team Championship at Lake Hartwell with Brad Jelinek and Brock Rinkenmeyer, which were Motion guys at the time, they're absolute sticks anywhere they go around here. I think we ended up getting 8th. They made the final day. Josh Busby beat Brock the final day to make it to the Classic that year. So I think it was 18. It was 18 or 19. I got back home and me and Bobby talked and got some stuff and got everything worked out. And it's been, ever since then, it's been history. Me and Bobby's best buds. I call him every other day and bug him until he answers his phone. Bobby's horrible about answering his phone, so I'll just call him until he answers.
Yeah.
I'm like that girl. I'm like that girlfriend you don't want to have. Like, I'm persistent.
That's fine.
It works. I just keep calling.
No, I think he gets annoyed at me because I got a bunch of ideas. Like, whenever it comes to, like, scoping baits, I got so many ideas. Sometimes I feel like he won't answer me on purpose.
I get something in my crawl and I like bug him about, like, we need this buzz bait now.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, well, I'm trying to work on it. No, we need it like yesterday. Like, you know, and he's trying the best he can. He's got a lot on his plate. He's trying the best he can.
We were doing a photo shoot in January, I think it was, and he gave me some of those little minnows.
Yeah.
And he's like, keep it quiet. You can't say nothing about it yet. I'm like, that's fine. And then I freaking wrecked them. Like, we had like 22 or something. And I called Bobby. I'm like, Bobby, I need more. We're out.
Right.
Like, we're out.
He's like, dude, pour some more.
He's like, how? I'm like, you won't believe it. I caught over 100 fish in about 22 pounds. He's like, dude, you're gonna kill me here. He's
tell
like,
him,
all right.
Tell him pour some more.
Well, he did. He sent me more, and then that, like, ever since then, I'm like tinkering with them and trying to get like different colors and stuff. And we got some good ones coming.
Right.
Oh, we got some good ones coming. And yeah,
Why don't we get, we're at 55 minutes. Why don't we get some rapid fire questions? Like, you got anything for him, or you want me to throw him some, Eddie? You already asked him favorite lake. You asked him favorite clutch glide. We got Eco.
Eco.
And your favorite lake was what?
I don't think I ever said.
What was
Palmy.
it? Palmy.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to talk about some gear? You got anybody you want to shout out? You got some future plans, social media, and give us your social media handles where they can follow you.
Everything's Luke Routh Fishing. I think my Facebook maybe just Luke Routh, but everything else, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Luke Routh Fishing, Facebook, Luke Routh. I'm pretty easy to find. My future plans is I'm just gonna keep hacking away, fishing everything we can. I learn more every year. I want to eventually, I've come real close to winning some solos. I want to win one. Like, I'm that guy that I finished second, third, fourth, fifth. Like, I just can't win. And that's what's driving me right now is I just want to win one. Like, I'm so tired of coming in second, third, fourth. Like, it's consistent. It's okay. But, like, it just still at the end of the day, there's something about winning one.
I wouldn't know. I haven't won one either.
Me and my partner, we work really. We want to win an OMTT. Those things are so hard to win. Everybody in the circuit's so good.
I know, right? They're like stacked. They're sticks.
No, there's not many
hammers.
There's not many gimmies in that circuit. I mean, everybody's.
If you win, you earned it.
Oh, sure.
They
that's what that day at Bull. That's day at the Bull. Like, we got second. We had 1790, but like Wyatt was there, and I knew Wyatt was going to catch him.
Yeah,
I knew we didn't have enough. I knew we had a good bag, but I knew we didn't have enough. We caught him the first time at Bull. I think we only lost by a couple tenths too. We had 17 something, and the other people had said like we're just right there. It's just we need something to go our way that one day and catch that extra 3 or 4 pounder. That's like, oh well, here you go. You just won.
Yeah, and and
it's funny because when it'll meant to happen, like I had a fish jump in my boat one time to give me a limit. I can tell this really fast. Truman Lake, we ended up leading day one of the Joe Bass Championship. I think this was also 2018 because this is the year we went to the team championship. First day we catch 2390
on Truman.
Dang, in the fall. Bag. Caught them all on a chatterbait. We probably caught 40 fish over 3 pounds that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we caught, I don't know, 4s, 5s. We ever lost 1, 6 or 7 that would have gave us 25 probably. Next day, we're just I'm on cloud 9 leaving the boat ramp. And we was actually out of chatterbaits. I drove to Springfield to come to this academy out here to buy a couple more chatterbaits, drive back home. Can't sleep. Go back to Truman the next day. It's totally different. Can't get a bite. There was like a 4-hour fog delay. We're in my little Z17. We had like 4 hours of fishing time. We start running the same stuff. We drive. It was like a 40-minute run in that boat. Get down there. Don't catch nothing. Start working our way back to Bucksaw. And there's like 12 minutes left where I got to be back to check in. And then we got like a 4-minute run. And we're just talking about how we pissed this down our leg. Like we just, had such good position and just pissed it down our leg. And about that time, all of a sudden, I feel something hit me in the side of the leg. And I look down and there's a spotted bass. I was really close to the bank. Like we were parallel on the bank in this thing. And I just kicked it in the floor of the boat. And Weaver goes, "Oh, nice, man." I'm still reeling my stuff in. He goes, "What happened?" I said, "The thing just jumped and hit me in the leg. It was chasing bait, I guess, and jumped out of the water and jumped in the boat." And it was probably like a 2.25 pound spotted bass. Well, that gave us a limit. And we ended up coming in third.
Dang.
So without that fish.
So the rule, I mean, were you, obviously you were like, did you know right away it was legal?
No.
So did you have to call or just chance it?
I just put it in the boat. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. Like it just jumped in the boat.
And so when you got back, did you bring it up or did you just wait?
I just waited.
So we still don't know if
still don't know. I figure.
Too late now.
I think Jason Christie had one jump in his boat somewhere on the Elite Series tournament.
Oh,
that's crazy.
No,
that's funny.
The way I seen is I didn't do nothing wrong to catch it. It ended up in my boat.
Yep,
it was good with me.
Fair game. He wanted to go. I have a question. What would be your perfect tournament? Like, what would it be like the setup? Would it be like a team, a solo, every fish count, 5 bass? Like, what?
No, if man, you ran a tournament. I like my team tournaments. I like to have somebody to shoot the breeze with. I'm out there by myself. I get singing. I get bored real fast. So I like to have somebody back there to BS with, I'm thinking 5 fish. I'm a 5 fish guy. I've never even fished in every fish counts tournament. I don't think I'd be real good at it because I don't like to put the bait casters down a whole lot. But
you don't have to sometimes.
I mean, you put it in the bush. You put 4 or 5 foot of water in the bushes and let me be. I'm gonna go flipping and have fun. It'll be just a perfect spring day outside. Be nice.
No, I also like to have somebody in the boat, but on those bad ones, whenever you like just it was
on those
crap.
bad ones, like I always stay more focused by myself just because I'm not doing the banter. But like I think I fish better when I'm not focused. Like I'm just like fishing. You know what I mean? That's me.
Maybe I should try that.
Hey,
because
I guarantee if you were like I've ran the GoPro and I do have YouTube and I don't do it as much anymore with my daughters because it's hard for me to edit the stuff. But like if you go back and watch some of my early YouTube stuff, like it's raw, like all the cussing, everything, like it's raw, like, and that's just me and my partner being idiots. Like that's just, we're paying zero attention. We're just fishing. Oh, yeah. And those are my favorite to watch. Like people are like, oh, you guys, like, yeah, we swear up a storm in the boat, but I mean, it's entertaining.
It actually happens sometimes.
It's very entertaining.
It is. Like this past one, Mark got my glide bag stuck. So I stripped down and jumped in the boat. Or jumped in the lake.
Been there.
And I got about, I don't know, maybe 5 foot deep. It went from 70 degrees water temp to like 50. I'm like, nope. I don't need that glide bait that bad. I'll buy another one.
No.
That is cold. And Mark's like, on camera, I left it in. And Mark on camera is like laughing. He's like, you're such an idiot.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
you
hey.
You got to leave all the good stuff. Like
I'm like, dude, I don't even care. And I got out. I'm still dripping wet. I grabbed my spinning rod and catch a freaking 2.5 pounder.
That's one thing. Like,
I just left it on the camera. I didn't even edit it out.
That's one thing. Like, I'm glad to see bass fishing's going. Like, it's letting people be themselves. Like, you see the Matt Robertsons, you see the Seth Fighters. Like, they've been letting Seth Fighter, like, all his social media has been like him smoking, you know, and like, cool. Like, that's him. Like,
that's him. And
like everybody, you know, pictured the perfect bass pros like KVD, you know, KVD clean cut, always, you know, Mr. Consistency, always there. Like, there's most people that bass fish are not KVD. They're normal people just like you and me.
Yeah.
And
they
true. Cut up, they cuss, they drink a little beer, they put some chew in, they have a good time. Like, that's bass fishing. Like, that's what a lot of us do.
That's why I like in the early days, I followed Mike Akinelli a lot because he's just him. Like, he didn't care what people said. He's just him, you know? I was just like, man, that's so cool. And that's kind of
we're getting more towards that, and I think that's really
it's
cool.
Better because like then you have people that
you
can
got personalities
relate.
To follow. Yeah, everybody's got their person they can follow.
Yeah, because like whenever I like this is a big thing why I followed you on social media is because like you're you. Like there's no BS. You know what I mean? Like this is Luke. You're probably if you meet him, he's probably gonna act the same way.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But out of all the tournament trails that you fish, what's your favorite? That's a hard one, huh?
It is a hard one. No, I probably like
if you were to rank it maybe or something.
I like the solo series. Like if we had to have two, like I do like fishing OMTT with my partner, and I like fishing solo by myself. So if you had one team, one solo, that'd be my picks.
I think that's what I'm going to be doing next year.
I've fished some AIA, not a ton. I fished some other stuff.
I like AIA when they're on Table Rock. I fished for the last 2 years.
The only thing I would change about OMTT, and I know why they do it, but I wouldn't announce the championship until like after we're all done. Yeah. That way, all the guys from LOZ don't jump in, and when it's on Table Rock, all the guys from Table Rock don't jump in. Like, I feel like OMTT, when you show up, you're fishing against the best 100 dudes in the region. Like, we'll worry about the championship later. Like, let's all duke it out, and then we'll see where we're going to go for the championship.
That's what I like about the solo series.
Yeah, I love that. Randy doesn't tell us.
We don't know. We won't know until Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, you won't know
after.
No, you won't know until like after people can jump in. That way, like I think it's even later.
And I think what would be even cooler, like if we could sign up. Say our first one was in March.
Yeah,
the beginning of March. If say he'd be like, all right, it was March 2nd this year. So by like February 28th. if you don't sign up by February 28th, you can't jump into the tournaments.
Right. I mean, it's hard to do because of numbers reason. Like, he's still got to fill his boats to try to get the numbers. But I think that's what Randy's trying to do. Eventually, he wants 100 dudes that are committed to that trail that are going to fish all the lakes, and then we're going to have a championship, and we're going to fish for some of the biggest solo money in the region all along the way. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the same 100 dudes, no matter.
Yeah, all year round.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see who's the best. Like, let's go get it.
Because like right now, you look at the AOY standings. You know, you're like, okay, this guy only fished 2. Or this guy only fished 1. And it's like it throws it off. You know what I mean? But like dudes that actually fished every single one, or
like I had a really good year last year. This year, I fished Ozarks, never caught a fish. Fished all day, never caught a bass. Second one at Table Rock, I had to work that day. I didn't get to go. And then the last one at Palmy, I got 3rd. So I'm way down there, but like a couple more, I can pull myself up.
Yeah. And the thing is, he makes us fish 4 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that's also a good thing.
No, he's doing it right. Like I wish I hope in the next year, I think it'll be a couple years. There'll be 100 dudes committed. We're going to fish them all. There won't be any jackpotting. That is the best way to keep the jackpotters out. Everybody sign up for them all.
Yep.
Then when you go to these lakes, you don't have to worry about people jackpotting because the field's already full.
Correct. And I like that. I would really like
so that's
to
why
see
I've been
that.
pushing for Randy to get a big push, because I want to see that. I want to see 100 boats at every tournament. We're going to fish all of them, and we're going to see what happens.
I know next year I'm bringing 3 more guys with me. So
heck yeah. Well, we'll be at probably an average around 70 or 75. He's averaged like 65 every tournament this year.
And because of you, I'm fishing it.
And for, second year off the ground, you can't ask for much more than that.
Only the second year?
Yeah, this is the second year.
No way.
Yeah.
Boy,
it takes a lot of these trails years to build.
I thought he was doing it for longer than that.
No.
Like, kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. All right. It's been, again, thanks for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
It's pretty,
I've had a blast.
Cool. It went fast.
It did go fast. It always does.
Man.
Especially when you get on here and chat back and forth.
Yeah.
It always goes fast.
That's pretty awesome. Wes, you got anything you want to chime in on?
Nope, Luke, thanks for coming. We'll have you back on.
Yeah,
kind of like you said with social media, you just got to get started. We're adding new things in the background when you walk in, and we're working on things. I think we've got it pretty dialed in, and I think this is going to be something that we'll be excited to have you back. And I think it'll be even better next time, and maybe I'll sit with you next time.
Absolutely.
And we've got Coy Hines who's going to help host as well, and
maybe we could do one just about social media instead of not much about fishing.
We can niche down on that. You and I, it'd be a good talk for that, So, we'll just.
There's just always too much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did an hour and 7 minutes like nothing.
Yeah,
I told you, man. You get me started.
I mean, I've never talked to Eddie much. I didn't know he was quite as much of a talker. But me and Eddie could sit and talk till tomorrow morning if we wanted to.
Yeah, I know. I'm over here like telling him to wrap it up.
Yeah, where you're like, come on.
Imagine like me and you fishing together, and
we'd never get any fish caught.
No, we'd catch them, but there would be so much editing. There'd be insane amount of editing.
No,
because it would be always something to say.
So much editing.
It's hey,
I'm actually thinking about like seeing if somebody would edit my YouTube videos, and I just give them all the money. Like, you keep it for a while. Like, I don't want any of it. I want the videos up. I just don't have the time to do it.
Yeah, especially with the young family, man. That's
oh
a
man,
lot.
My 2-year-old, like, she falls asleep on my lap. It's 8 o'clock before I get home. I put her to sleep. It's usually 10.
Yeah.
So, and then I got to do like my normal social videos. So I'm up till usually between midnight and 1 doing that. So there's really no time to edit, but I would be happy to just give it like, you edit them, do whatever you want to do, post them up. I'll give you, they don't make much, but here's something, as long as it would grow, because it would grow it.
Oh yeah. No, the biggest thing is posting. Like, if you just keep posting, it grows. I've noticed that mine's not quite as big as yours, but
man, but you talk about that, like mine's going on 4 or 5 years of like consistent every day.
Yeah.
I didn't miss a day until last year. I missed 1 day of posting on Instagram in the last 5 years.
That's great.
That's a lot.
And normally it's twice a day.
Yeah,
on Saturday, Sunday, tournament days, once of an evening. I'm not screwing with it on the water.
I actually trying. It doesn't always work. I'm trying to get like that morning shot, like just a picture or something. Just post it like, hey, I'm fishing the tournament. Just pop it up.
People think I fish every day. Like, people legit think I fish every day. And I'm like, I'm at work. Like, I'm
you don't even know.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
No, they're like, you fish every day. I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
Maybe one of these days, but not right now.
That'd be the ideal.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. All right.
Well, guys, thanks for having me on. I'll have to stop back by.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I'd love to continue our conversation.
Sure.
Yep, and we will. All right, guys, appreciate it. They got a 7-pound smallmouth.
No.
And they made him fillet it.
Dollar smallmouth.